and we are their home.
In order for a parasitic infection to take place, the parasites must first gain entry into a suitable host.
Since parasites are perceived as being everywhere, some of us think we can even catch them by breathing in the air. This is not true. There are really only 3 different ways we can catch the parasites, the ones that we're discussing. And that is, we can eat them, we can drink water in which they have stages so that we can catch them this way. There's even one we can catch by sexual intercourse. But the vast majority of the ones that we're really afraid of, the ones that cause the most suffering throughout the world, are the ones that are transmitted by arthropod vectors.
A vector is generally thought of as an organism that transmits a parasite from one place to another, from one stage of its life cycle to another.
But we don't even have to go to the parasites. The parasites will come to us. They have their own transportation system, so to speak.
Mosquito vectors are responsible for transmitting some of the most dangerous diseases on Earth. One example is lymphatic filariasis.
Lymphatic filariasis, which is also known by its common name elephantiasis, is a vector-borne parasitic disease caused by a roundworm, a nematode. It's a very widespread disease throughout the tropics, thought to involve somewhere in the order of 120 million people or so around the world.
For most people, a filariasis infection brings about only mild side effects. But when the disease infests the lymphatic system, severe pain and intense suffering result.
The lymphatic channels can be in various parts of the body. Classically, it's in the lower extremities. So the adult worms are in the lymphatic channels of the legs, and it impedes the return flow of lymph fluid, causing buildup of lymph fluid and the subsequent swelling, and then the fibrotic reaction that the body has over years, and then the infections of the skin that are caused by the compromised lymphatic flow that result in the fairly grotesque, classic elephantiasis of the lower extremities. The common underlying result is debility, severe inability to perform one's daily routine.
The disease is very hard to diagnose in its early stages.
One of the very frustrating things about this parasitic infection is that in its early stages, it's clinically very silent. So you can get fairly young children that actually become infected with this parasite, and unless you look in their blood to see the embryonic forms of the parasite, you wouldn't know that they were infected. And then very gradually over years, as they enter puberty and adult life, they will begin to manifest slight swellings of one leg, or a hydrocele, or a swelling of the scrotum, that just gradually over time gets bigger and bigger, inexorably. Once they reach that stage, there's not much that can be done medically to try and cure them of that.
Parasites have lived both on and in us since the beginning of man. They have evolved to develop specialized techniques to invade our bodies and evade our defenses. While medical advances have bolstered our ability to detect and treat parasitic infections, the parasites continue their quest for shelter and sustenance within us. One method of infection is through our dietary intake. Imported foods have played a significant part in the increase of parasitic infections in the U.S.
Today, after the agricultural revolution, and of course with rapid transit, and with the ability to ship products from one place to the other in less than 18 hours, parasites can come to us now. We don't have to go to them any longer. So this raises the possibility for the spread of parasites in places that they never existed before.
Another interesting aspect of the whole phenomenon of foodborne diseases is a parasitic disease called anisakis. It's caused by a fish parasite that is transmitted to humans when they eat sushi, which of course is uncooked fish.